Ladies and gentlemen, 2023 Corvette C8 Z06 with the Z07 package. We just finished driving the 750S McLaren. If you want to see how that compares, watch that video after this one, linked in the description. C8 Z06, this for the time being is the top dog C8 Corvette. And of course, what we're all excited about is the new engine. The 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8 with the flat plane crank to give you that glorious, glorious sound, making 670 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed DCT. It is weighing around 3,600-ish pounds, so definitely a lot heavier than that McLaren 750S, but that is a carbon monocoque chassis. That's, again, watch that video if you want, because driving these two back-to-back is a very interesting experience. Of course, we have the Magneride dampers, which is very impressive, even in the base C8, but here they are stiffer. And we got double wishbones because with a car like this, they're not cutting any corners. We've got these Apex VS5 RS 19-inch wheels. We have a 20mm wider section width in the front of 295 and a 10mm wider section width in the rear of a 355 versus stock. Owner also added 3 degrees of negative camber in the front. Normally it's like 1 point something. It's rated at 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds, quarter mile in 10.5 at 131 trap speed. All right, let's start her up. Whoo! So the Z07 package is an extra $9,000, and that gives you stiffer springs, Cup 2R tires, Brembo carbon ceramic brakes, which the owner said he hasn't properly bedded in yet. So he says the brakes are going to feel a little bit weird. But the Z07 package also requires the aero package, which gives you the bigger wing, the front splitter, and that's another $8,500, or $10,500 if you want the exposed carbon fiber. So this owner optioned the exposed carbon fiber and the optional carbon wheels, which saves 41 pounds, but they swapped it out for the Apex wheels, obviously. And with that out of the way, let's see how she drives. We got the camera for the rear view, because otherwise your visibility very limited. The mid-engine vehicle. Now let's start her in track mode. Oh, ELSD comes standard. You can feel a little bit of rotation as you get on throttle here. We're not even pushing this thing hard. It's already... Oh my God, already such a monster, dude. Jeez, man. All right, some first thoughts. That engine is fucking glorious, of course. The front end is really sharp to the point where it's actually a little darty. The owner was saying the -3 degrees of camber in the front has made the front end substantially sharper. You definitely feel that. The centerpiece of this car, again, being the engine. DCT super fast. It's letting you shift even into first, close to redline, which I love when cars let you do that. Full control. Now we're gonna go into manual mode with that M. You see it up here too, M. Now let's dial this back into tour mode. And the thing that's always been super impressive about Magneride suspension is how big of a difference that is. It's not as big as the difference that we felt in the McLaren. Definitely not. But obviously that car is more than twice the price. Still a very impressive technology with Magneride. You have beautiful body control and comfort at the same time. I think on this road, Sport is probably the best. I'm gonna go here to Z. We're We're gonna edit this. Suspension in the middle setting. Brake feel all the way to track. Traction is kicking in quite a bit. Wasn't able to play with that as much as we wanted. I guess this should have dialed that up a bit. Let's actually turn this around and try that again. All right, so a few other things I really like about this car. The seating position is excellent. I think you can get nice and low, maybe a little bit lower would be appreciated, but it's more that I can get situated very comfortably relative to the steering wheel. You can tell that Americans made this because a lot of Americans are tall, and I can get the steering wheel really far out. Very rare that I can get into a vehicle and be satisfied with the level of steering, telescoping toward me, since I do, you know, I'm 6'1" and I have long legs. I like that a lot. The steering is actually not totally dead. In the base, the steering is more lacking in feel, but here, as they've stiffened things up and retuned things here and there, you are getting a little bit of feedback. Not as much as I would like, though. Steering definitely being a weaker point of this vehicle. The transmission is excellent, lightning quick. However, these paddles, I mean, they're carbon, but the actual actuation is a little bit like plasticky. It even has the sound. It just doesn't feel very premium. It doesn't feel as nice as I think it should in a car at this price point. Suspension, very impressive. Chassis stiffness also very impressive. But after driving that McLaren, I mean, of course, more than twice the price of this car, you do see what that extra money gets you, right? The weight here being 500 pounds heavier, you feel that as you start pushing the vehicle. I'm gonna go back into manual mode. Yep, getting that rotation on throttle. A little bit of traction control kicking in, which is fine. We didn't put it in the most aggressive mode, but we had it in a sporty enough setting that we are getting rotation on throttle, which I love. And with a naturally aspirated engine like this, you feel so much more comfortable dancing with that line. Because when you have a turbocharged vehicle that has a lot of lag, then you know, it may all of a sudden surge and then you're in a hairy situation. Whereas naturally aspirated with a nice linear power delivery and great immediate throttle response, as this car has, it encourages you to push a little bit harder. It helps build that confidence as you push the car. The brakes are a bit too grabby though. I'm getting used to it now after I've been driving for 20 minutes, but this is where we talk about the countries and the cultures, because I think that in America, we focus on numbers, performance with our cars. And this car is super impressive from a performance perspective. But when I first got in, the McLaren, again, the McLaren twice the price, yada, yada, yada. But Porsche's, McLaren's, higher end vehicles from certain European countries, they feel like the details are a little bit more dialed in. The tuning is like trying to get more one-to-one with your input. Whereas here, steering a little bit darty. Again, maybe that's just the camber, I don't know. The brakes also a little bit too touchy. I wish that, I like the firmness, but I wish there was, maybe it's even the pedal placement. I feel like my right foot, my foot is extending, my knee is extending further to get to the gas pedal, and then I need to bend it more, bring my foot closer to me for the brake pedal, and then the brake pedal is super touchy. Those little things stand out to me as smaller details that you can definitely get used to and probably are not going to negatively impact your ownership experience at all, because after a day, you're totally used to it. But when you first get in, it strikes you as, oh, okay, they didn't give the same level of detail to tuning those minor differences. But at the same time, you're getting an insane level of performance for the price. Supercar performance at half the price of a full supercar. I mean, some would argue this is a supercar. I don't know how you define a supercar, but the performance in this vehicle definitely matches it. The flat plane crank just howls and sings in a way that we associate with things like Ferrari, right? Like the 458 especially. By the way, check out that video right up here. Oh no, turkey! Jesus! Turkey! God damn it, dude. That was a close call. Fuck. Oh, that would have been horrible. For the turkey and for the car. Jesus. But wow, overall, such a super impressive car. And I acknowledge that the things I'm complaining about, the owner changed the front end camber, right, which affects the twitchiness of the front end. And he mentioned that the brakes weren't properly broken in. And those are the two main issues that I have with the vehicle. But even with that, fantastic, really impressive. Some people complain about the interior design here, saying it's too driver focused, and I think it's cool, man. Driving a car like this should be about the driver. And for that, kudos to the Corvette design team. Big thanks to Jackson, the owner of this vehicle, for letting me review his car. Big thanks to Fenton's son from the Zygreen YouTube channel, who also reviewed this car, for making this review possible. My friends, let me know what you think of the C8 Z06 with the Z07 package. Much love, my friends, and I'll see you all in the next one.